It's really cool to just have people in their 20s in general on this platform to, you know, talk about real life shit that people who are 20 years old, you know, have to deal with.
Yes, yes. Welcome back to another weekly edition of ISD School Detention. Thank you guys, as always, for tuning in. You're here with your host, Devonn.
And Pierce.
That was good.
Thanks.
A lot of roll off the teeth there. Gauging loud of the mouth.
Thanks.
No problem. So, if you guys notice, our setup is definitely different today. We are upstairs. No mic stands. I'm not going to lie. Not having a mic stand does feel kind of beneath me now. Oh,
beneath you.
The microphone was right fucking here. My stupid ass. You definitely brought that out the pack for me.
I did.
Damn, my bad. And I was like, where the fuck is it? And I had to go take this one from downstairs.
Yeah, you're good, bro.
Yeah, I was just confused by the lights that come on downstairs. That was odd.
I don't know, man. Yeah, that was weird. I mean, I think we could have done it downstairs anyway. It seemed pretty light enough anyway.
You think so?
Yeah.
Who
I
knows?
did.
I'd rather be safe than sorry.
Yeah, no, 100%.
100%. So, what's new with you, my guy?
Nothing at all. I mean, just working. Same shit as always, bro. Just working on me, working on at my job and shit, trying to make money. Mm. You feel me? And just trying to be better every day. So that's really what I'm going through right now. You know, just trying to be better.
Yeah, I feel that.
You feel me? Yeah.
I feel that completely. I still have not started that book that you sent me. You know how I am. I have not started that shit yet. But right now I'm studying for my phlebotomy certification. It's hard to study for some shit though when you have like X amount of things going on. So when you work like 40 hours a week and then you have to, you know, edit and do this and then, you know, you still got to cook and do your laundry and shit. It's like, now I see how people feel like it's a hard time to go back to school because you have to stop everything that you're doing midlife to do that. And it literally falls down to the wayside.
Yeah, I mean, oh, my bad. Go ahead.
Like the time expected that I have to have this done by is not, like I got this, I purchased this in January. It's April. And I definitely thought I'd be done by now. Maybe it's a little unrealistic expectation, but life is definitely getting in the way more than I thought it would.
Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, when it comes to stuff like that, you know, a lot of sacrifice kind of comes into play. You're not going to be able to do everything you wanted to do, you know, or used to be doing, especially if you got work and school and stuff like that. You got things to study for. So sometimes you just got to say no, you know, to doing certain stuff and just kind of buckle down and get it done, you know, so... But I definitely get you. It's tough, especially when you have a life to stop and focus on school, you know, and like there's just other things going on that you also need to focus on. So, but I mean, people do it. It's definitely doable. So you kind of just got to push through it, even though it sucks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. And something else I kind of went through the other day. I want to say fuck you to every DMV in America. That shit is horrible. I don't know what the state representative or whoever's in charge, state rep, I'm sorry. Whoever's in Secretary of State, whoever's in charge of the DMV needs to fix that shit completely, bro. The system's always going down. The lines are always long. Even pre-pandemic, bro. The DMV is like top 5 worst places to be ever.
Yeah, bro. I don't think the DMV is ever going to get better. I mean, people have been complaining about that forever. You know, I think it's just kind of something you got to deal with. I have no idea why it's so slow. There has to be a reason. You know, you think that if they were able to go a little faster they would. But I've honestly never had that bad of an experience at the DMV. I've been pretty decent. Like, I haven't really spent that much time at one. I guess it depends on what time you go, but like maybe an hour I've spent there.
Wow. That's great.
Yeah, I usually get in and out fairly quick.
Nah, the DMV for me is ass. I had to get my license. I had to get a title change and license plate over, right? So I had to go and get off work early. I left work at 4, 6:30 to 4 is when I worked. Then from 4 o'clock I went to the DMV. I showed up. I was in line waiting. They said, okay. I get to the line in front. They're like, hey, man. Oh, no. First day, I forgot my title at home. Went home, went to grab a title, came back, all with like a 10-minute within the DMV. I get there. They're like, hey, man, 4:30. We're not taking more title changes. I'm like, y'all close at 5. It's like, yeah, but we not taking no more. It's 4:30. But y'all close at 5. So I could have stayed at work, made a little more money, but because y'all want to stop taking me fucking early. Like, that's bullshit. I think that's fucking bullshit. Then I come back the next day. I get off at 4. I go straight there. I wait in line. It gets to 4:30. I get to the front of the line. Hey, we're still not taking people. So now I'm really fucking mad. And then I have to go and fucking leave work for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Come back, deal with all that shit. I was at DMV for like 2 hours. Then come back and then work extra late to make up the hours again. Like, that's shitty, bro.
Yeah. I'd be, yeah, well, if I was in line and they told me that, I'd be a little upset. I'd be like, I've been in here at this line before 4.
Yeah.
And you're telling me, so what's the point? Yeah, so that would piss me off.
Yeah,
for
bro.
sure.
Yeah.
For sure. But that sucks that you had to go through that.
Yeah. No, it's cool. But like when you get inside, it's a little better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like when you get inside, it's different. But while in there though, it's fucking trash trying to get inside. And I luckily ended up with a really nice lady, and supervisor was cool. Probably because they understood that I was there 2 fucking days in a row and I couldn't get my shit done.
Yeah.
Like, and I was just like, my shit expires tomorrow. What am I supposed to do? Pay a late fee?
Mm-hmm.
And then he's just like, I'm sorry, man, nothing I could do for you. I'm like, man, fuck you. Ain't nothing you could do. It like, I almost had a moment where it's like, you know how people take shit out on workers? I was doing my hardest to not take shit out on him. I'm sure it's not his fault.
Yeah, but he's just doing his job.
But I get that anger.
Yeah.
I understand that anger completely because it's like, I could be doing something else right now. Especially like making money. Like if it was something like, oh, I got up too late or whatever, that's different. But like, bro, I literally was at work. I left work to come do this. Like, that fucked me up, bro. I was mad as hell.
Yeah, man. That's rough.
Yeah. I wonder what makes that process so complicated. I always wonder who would choose to work at a DMV because that job seems.
I don't
like
think
nothing.
anyone would choose to work there.
You know
I think it's
saying?
more so I need a job.
I think that's what it is too, bro.
Yeah, because I would hate to work at the DMV.
You literally, it's I know that building hot as fuck on the inside. You there all day. People damn near mad at you, hate you. Almost it's long wait times.
It's probably such a slow work day too. You know, I would never enjoy my days. You know what I'm saying? So
that's that kind of job where you got to talk about the little itty bitty shit to make time for that. It's like, oh yeah, you know, I found a cat in my backyard yesterday. It's like, bro, who fucking cares? Like, that's the kind of job it is. You got to talk about little shit like that.
Yeah, not for me.
Not at all. So, all right, another personal shit. That bullet point looking at now is not relevant. Still didn't get stimulated. No stimmy for me yet, but
really,
I think it's because of the tax situation from last year. Actually, this is a good point. Hopefully, if someone else goes through this, they can learn. But because my parents claimed me on the taxes last year, I didn't get the 1,200, 600 on my tax return until this year. So I think that still applies because another stimmy got put out, the 1,400, which everyone pretty much has at this point. Yeah. But because I got claimed last year, I don't think I'm gonna get it until next year on tax returns.
Shitty.
Very shitty. I'm still getting it, so I'm not gonna sit here.
Yeah,
and, just
it's delayed a little bit.
A lot of it, but I'm still getting it. But it's whatever, man. Yeah, it's whatever. I'm just glad to be getting one. Glad I ain't caught that fuck ass virus, and we move on.
For real.
We move on. All right, how you feel about the shot? Has your thoughts changed on the shot at all?
No. I mean, it's a vaccine. What's different from this vaccine from other vaccines, you know?
You still plan on taking it?
Yeah, I'm sure I'll get it at some point in time. I mean, not in the biggest rush, but I'm not going to say no. You know, I know plenty of people who have gotten it, though, and they're perfectly fine. So I don't really know what people are expecting to happen. You know, like my mom got vaccinated. My dad got vaccinated. Neither one of them got sick.
Really? Neither
of them got sick. They were perfectly fine.
What company did they go with?
I don't know. It was the one shot one.
Johnson & Johnson?
I think so.
Because Moderna's 2-step and no, Pfizer's 2-step. Maybe Moderna's 1-step too. I don't know. But my mom took the Pfizer, sick as a dog.
Yeah, my mom was fine.
That's crazy. And our moms were on the same age too.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom was just horribly sick, just like throwing up, body aches. Damn. Yeah, she was down bad.
That's rough. Yeah, that sucks. I can see why, if that were to happen, why people wouldn't want to get a vaccine. But I mean, that happens with all types of vaccines, not just this one. You know? So people, I don't know. I don't understand why people are just so freaking out about this vaccine when there's plenty of other vaccines out there too that just do the exact same thing. You know, so why would this one be any different? But
because it's not FDA approved. And it's a thought process of the fact that the country's already fumbled the pandemic in general. So it's like now you rushing out this vaccine, you just want to take this shit, especially because, you know, when you look at the facts of vaccines in general, they do take a longer time to develop than just 6 months. It is not FDA approved yet, you know. So they have legitimate concerns.
Yeah, but I'd imagine that if the whole world's working on something, it's probably gonna be done a lot quicker than a couple of years. And also, like, there's a lot of FDA approved shit that's not even good for us. You know what I'm saying? So why is that? Well, I'm waiting for this to be FDA approved, but then you shit on FDA approved shit anyway. So it's like, how is that? You know. So I mean, I get the concerns, but I don't know. I feel like everyone is just really freaking out over this stuff, and it's not that big of a deal, to be honest with you. That's just my thought process, though. You know, they could easily be injecting us with something that we don't know about. But
5 years, we all growing wings and shit.
yeah, you know, like that could be a thing. But how am I supposed to know? You know what I'm saying? I have no idea. So I'm not going to think of the worst case scenarios just to not take it, you know?
Yeah, if you didn't, some thought process, if I didn't get the virus, why would I get the shot?
So you can get the virus.
But you can still get the virus after the shot, though.
Oh, I don't know. Then don't take it then. Then fucking make the decision. I don't know, bro. Like, I mean, some people are going to take it, some people aren't going to take it. I mean, I'm sure everyone's going to be fine at the end of the day. So I don't really think I don't know. People are just freaking out over nothing, bro. Over nothing at all.
Positive. Sorry, typing in positive. Good point. I think that, damn, where is the website? Here it is. It's my bread and butter. I think that when we look at, it's a good example of, try not to move the mic too much. When we look at certain examples of like mass hysteria, conspiracy theories, and like a balance of people who are on like the medicine side, who see things differently versus those who just only could believe conspiracy like theories and stuff against the people. It's kind of that clash in between the both. And one thing I will say about people with conspiracy theories is like, I'm not mad at them for thinking wrong, and some of them could be true, but sometimes people who like are real conspiracy theorists can't be told wrong. They find every single reason to think that it's a conspiracy theory, no matter how much evidence you give them, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're just trying to, because why would they? Because the conspiracy theory, most of the time, I'm assuming it's going to be somewhat not outlandish, because not every conspiracy theory is, but of course they're not going to believe you because they already think that it's the conspiracy is trying to be hidden, you know, and covered up. So then if you're like, no, that's not true because of this, this, and this, they're just going to be like, you're just saying that, you know, you're just saying that, so I don't. So it's like, of course. Like, that's like trying to convince a flat earther that the earth is round, you know? They're gonna be like, you're just saying that because that's what you were taught in school and blah, 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 blah. You know, you aren't a free thinker and all that shit. So, I mean, it's, you know, I'm just like, all right, bro, you believe what you want to believe, man. At the end of the day, it's not gonna affect my life any, you know? So, but yeah, sometimes people just aren't trying to believe that shit, bro. Some people are just not trying to hear the truth. But what is the truth? We don't even know. We don't know. We get lied to all the time, but everybody. So
Yeah.
I do not know what the truth is.
I agree.
So we could be just as crazy as they are.
We could be. But God looking at all this shit laughing anyway.
Probably.
Whole time. So, all right, moving on to positive news. A single injection. I didn't put this on there. I just found this just now. If you were looking for it, a single injection reverse blindness in patient with rare genetic disorder. Another RNA success. A patient with genetic form of childhood blindness gained vision which lasted more than a year after receiving a single injection of experimental RNA therapy into the eye. The gene editing research was conducted at the Perelman School of Medicine, University of Pennsylvania. Results of the case, contained in a paper published April 1st in Nature Medicine, showed that the treatment led to marked changes at the fovea, but the most important point in human central vision. In their international clinical trial, participants received an intraocular injection of an antisense, I'm not even going to try that, called Damn, how you say that right here? The O word.
The O word?
Yeah.
Oligonucleotide.
Oof, good one. That was a good one. That beat my ass. Called ciprofloxacin.
Maybe you should have picked a different article that you can actually read. Because they are not.
That was
like, what?
fucking horrible.
Not even
Oh
what
my
you're talking
god. Watching Mama Black Bear struggle hilariously. Parole officer empathy training leads. Oh, okay. Parole officer empathy training leads to a 13% drop in offenders returning to jail. That's what the fuck I'm talking about.
Nice.
A new study suggests empathy training for parole and probation officers help deter the clients from reoffending. Heavy caseloads, job stress, and biases can negatively affect relations between these officers and their clients, leading to the likelihood of offenders landing back behind bars. A positive psychology intervention developed by UC Berkeley, University of California, Berkeley, suggests that non-judgmental empathy training helps court-appointed supervision officers feel more emotionally connected to their clients, which the new study shows might deter them from criminal backsliding.
That's amazing.
That's fire. That's super fire. I'm surprised that's just now being rolled out. You would think that'd be common sense, yeah?
Yeah, it is common sense, but the whole point of our judicial system isn't to make people better. So it's to bring them back.
Yeah, so that fucking sucks, but that shit was pretty cool actually. I think that's a super dope idea because it brings the human aspect of it into it instead of looking at these people just as like, instead of looking at them as just as objects or or a job or like a file or a case file. You look at them as actual individual people, and I think that's what makes the difference.
Oh, most definitely, man. Because there's still people at the end of the day, whether they made a mistake or not.
Definitely. All right, moving. Anything personal for you?
I don't got nothing.
Gotcha. All right, Jukebox, man. I revisited Anderson.Paak Malibu album, and I'm not gonna lie. Of course, it was pretty good, very silky smooth. But it has me. I think I like Ventura a little bit more than Malibu.
Yeah, that's what I hear a lot of people saying when they talk about him.
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't know. I've already talked about Anderson.Paak on here before, so I mean, I'm not like the biggest fan in the world.
Yeah.
You feel me? So I kind of feel like I kind of almost take it or leave it. Maybe I just got to revisit it though. But I do know him and Bruno Mars, Silk Sonic. I'm looking forward to that.
Fire.
Definitely looking forward to that. I just really like music like that.
Yeah.
So, but that's gonna be
that shit gonna
great.
Be #1, bro. Like that shit was so good. I said it to my dad. He's like, "Oh, I already heard it." So if my dad is hearing music from artists of my generation, that's how I know that shit is fire. Because normally, like you said, some of their parents like, I never heard of this before.
Yeah.
But no, that was both because it's been banging on the radio. But I would never send my dad some like Key Glock or some shit. Like he wouldn't be into it. But the fact that that song was able to transcend like generations is pretty cool.
Oh yeah. It's. I mean, that's the type. I'm not surprised though. I mean, that's the kind of. I feel like that's probably not the goal that they were going for, but the vibe of the music is very obviously inspired by earlier or later
Bootsy Collins
generations and shit like that. So obviously they're gonna enjoy it.
Definitely. All right, plugs I met too. How you feel about it?
It's hard, bro. Bangers after banger. I mean, I was waiting for that though. So I mean, like, if you're a Benny fan, then you're gonna really enjoy that.
Yeah,
that album. To be honest with you, at least I did. I was a little worried about the features at first. To be honest.
Yeah, the Fat Joe feature. I was like a Fat Joe feature. Not saying Fat Joe.
Fat Joe's nice, bro.
No, I'm not saying that.
You just don't see it
exactly
that much nowadays.
I don't see a Fat Joe feature.
Yeah, but I like the. I think the features held up compared to the first one. Because they had like Pusha T.
The plugs I met one was.
Yeah, the plugs I met. The first one the features were wild. So I was a little nervous on this one, but I think they all kind of held their own. Even French Montana. It was cool though, bro. But yeah, I've been listening to that. I've been listening to Dumb and Dumber 2 by Young Dolph and Key Glock. Yeah, that's tough.
I was listening to that on the way here.
Bangers, bro.
Super tough. Kota The Friend, To Kill a Sunrise with Static Selector.
I haven't listened to that yet.
Bruh, fire. Classic Kota. I mean, I think he does majority of his own beats. It's crazy because his last album, Everything, I believe, it was cool. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't a bad album, but it's like, I actually kind of preferred his EPs. Like the Lyrics to Go Volume 2, album's called Everything. Lyrics to Go Volume 1 and Photo over Everything. If we being honest. And not that Everything was a bad album, but maybe because it felt like an album. You know what I'm saying? Versus these other ones, just like some quick EPs, like, or even like the Lyrics to Go, or some of the shit he puts on YouTube. The Instagram videos, he just rapping it and the captions pop up that are like 30 seconds. I prefer those, but this album, man, fire. He's still talking what he normally talks about. This shit was really good.
Yeah, man, I've been slacking listening to it for whatever reason. I gotta get back on my shit because I'm a fan of Kota The Friend.
Me too.
So I should have been heard this, to be honest with you.
Me too. I listened to it. Actually came on an accident. I listened to Those Feelings Again by Snow Allegra. I am so sorry.
That's sure.
Snow Allegra. Fire.
Yeah, bro, she's dope, man. She's always a vibe when you put her on. I'm always looking forward to listening to her whenever it pops up.
Facts, always. I also listen to Spineless by Benny the Butcher. Tough track.
Spineless.
His beat selection is crazy.
Yeah, bro. I don't know. I feel like they really are taking over the game, man. Like they're just I feel like everything they're putting out is just quality. Quality. So yeah, bro. His beat selections are just always just nasty.
Yeah. Really all the Griselda ones. And I want to give this time to shout out Westside Gunn for having the best cover art. His cover arts are like damn near always the best.
Yeah, his cover arts are crazy, man. He definitely has an eye for the finer artistic things in life.
Yeah, like even though Who Made the Sunshine, like even though I believe it's a picture he said his daughter drew or his kid drew, it's just the picture itself, like the quality of art is like, like you could tell a kid drew it, but like the fact it's cool, exactly, it's cool. It's an album art, and that's what makes it kind of dope.
Yeah.
Pray for Paris, super dope cover. That shit he put on Instagram the other day. With the bunny with Bugs Bunny and his ribcage was out.
I don't think I saw that.
Ooh, let me show you. Bet you I beat you to it.
Probably, man. You probably following.
You don't follow Westside Gunn?
I've been trying not to follow a bunch of people, man.
Right.
To be honest with you. Oh, I got it now. Oh, damn.
That shit is fire.
Yeah.
That shit is absolutely crazy, bro.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, and then he put out like a 9-minute song with it. 9.5 actually.
Slacking.
9 minutes and 30 seconds. Yeah. What else I've been listening to? I listened to Lucky Day the other day. Painted. Fire.
Yeah.
I'm hella late. Yes, sir. Lucky Day is fire.
What have I been listening to? I don't even know what I've been listening to other than Dumb and Dumber. I feel like I haven't really been listening to like newer music. I've been listening to a lot of my other shit. To be honest with you, just trying to go over all the songs I have on my phone. I have so much in here. Like some of those I can't even remember when or why I downloaded them. Because it's just like I never listen to this stuff.
I do.
I try to listen to all of my stuff, but sometimes I just don't. It's hard to.
Why do you think it's so hard to get to? Just life?
I just have so much.
Yeah.
So I just don't have the time to sit and listen to my music. It doesn't even tell you how much you have.
The way I focus, the way I do music is if something new comes out and I fuck with it, I listen to that and I'm gonna be on that. But then I always have like a certain like 6 or 7 songs that I'll always go back to. And those 6 or 7 will change, right? So when Burden of Proof came out, okay, listen to the album. Okay, this album's crazy. And then Savage Mode 2 came out around the same time. So while I'm on Burden of Proof, I'm also listening to certain songs that I really like on Savage Mode 2. So months after Savage Mode 2 came out, I'm listening. That's when I really figured out what my favorite songs off the album was because I keep listening to those. Then as things goes on, and different songs I may go back to that I'll constantly pick out, that's how I know, like, these are songs that I love because even months later, sometimes years later, I'm still listening to them.
Well, yeah.
While focusing on the newer shit that tries to come out because now that I keep it in rotation.
Yeah, but I obviously got songs that I listen to more than others.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, the music that I add on my phone, there's just a lot on there. So I'm just not able to get to all of it because there's so much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if I got I listen to everything I add to it.
Yeah.
But just because there's so much there, it's just hard to get to. Sometimes I'll forget I have songs or artists or whatever the case is just because I'm like, damn, I haven't heard this in 2 years because I got thousands of songs on here. But yeah, I mean, I'm just pretty much the same way when it comes to newer music too. Like, I'll look at what's out, I'll listen to a couple different things and kind of see what I'm fucking with, and whichever ones I'm fucking with, I'll listen to a little bit more. But I try to give a good amount of albums chances, or look at reviews and see what people are saying, see if it's something I might fuck with and stuff. But once you add it to all my music, it's just like, all
Lost
right,
in the sauce.
Damn near. Sometimes that's how it feels. I gotta go to like my recently added and like scroll to find shit. But even then, it's just so much.
Definitely, bro. All right, let's do anything else music wise.
Nah.
All right, bigger picture. Know if you guys pay attention to the news. If you pay attention to football, Deshawn Watson is caught. I believe that I got the alert before I pressed record. Now has 22 sexual assault allegations against him. 22 of them, 22 suits, yeah. And I'm not here to say whether they're truth or not. I'm sorry, whether they're valid or not. I'm not saying that because this could all be true, could all not be. But it's ironic that all of this is happening and all these assault cases are coming out and all this shit's happening right when he decides he doesn't want to play for Houston anymore. Right when he says, I don't want to do this anymore, and it was a whole big thing, and he was like, we're not trading him, we're keeping him. Now 22 people in a span of what, like a month, 2 months, all come out the woodworks. Oh my God, he hurt me. He did this to me. And again, I'm not trying to victim shame. I'm not saying they're completely false, but if the situation is weird in itself, is it not?
Yeah, I mean, we've seen this happen time and time again with prominent African American figures in pop culture. Yeah, I don't know if it's true or not, so I'm not gonna sit here and say he's innocent, man, because he couldn't be, but he is innocent until proven guilty. It is a little weird why there's so many coming out of the woodworks now. Maybe they just felt a little bit more safe doing it now that other people have come out. I'd imagine that's a thing. Yeah, man, but I don't know. It's pretty wild just because he seemed like a pretty good guy.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, they're trying to make him seem to be a creep. I haven't really been looking too much into it though, just because it's just not really worth my time, to be honest with you. But I see it all the time, like on the TV and the news, and like when I'm at the gym and people talking about it. So I wonder how, like, what are the allegations? Like, what are they saying he did? Like,
well, they're all
I believe domestic violence or
these are all. I believe these are like sexual assaults. This one here. This per Bleacher Report, a 22nd civil lawsuit was filed against Houston Texas quarterback Deshawn Watson on Monday, according to Harris County District Clerk. The plaintiff, a licensed esthetician, said Watson grabbed her buttocks during a massage while his penis was erect and completely exposed. She also said that Watson touched her hand with his penis.
Oh, well,
yeah. Sheesh, that's bad.
That's wild. I mean, if that's the case, I can imagine though that when people get into certain positions of power, they kind of might be a little bit more willing to make those types of moves, assuming that people would kind of just go for it because of who they are. So I mean, that'd be crazy if that's really what happened. I don't know, so I'm not gonna sit here and say it did, but I'd imagine once one person comes out, then people would probably feel a bit more comfortable. Be like, okay, well, I'm not the only one, that's experienced this, and now I can say my story and stuff. But I'm not gonna sit here and say you should have went when it first happened, blah 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 blah. Because I don't know the whole situation. I don't know the situation. I don't know how they felt. I don't know what was said between the two, so I can't sit here and shame anybody for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So. Yeah, man. I really hope this all works out for Deshaun Watson. And typically, it seems sometimes when black men, again, I'm not saying whether he's innocent or guilty because I'm not in a position to say, but when black men go and, sometimes stick up for themselves, try to do things, all the stuff comes out of the woodworks. For example, I'm not saying again whether he's guilty or not, but Bill Cosby, right? When we know that nigga's guilty, but when he tried to go and purchase, was it NBC or MSNBC?
Something like that, yeah.
He tried to purchase a big network.
And then all that shit came out.
Right, and this man was what, 80-something years old when all these came out? Pretty much blind when all these assaults and things come out, but and you're right, it's slippery slope because you can't sit here and say, oh, well, if it was that big issue, you should have brought it up back then because everyone processes things differently.
Mm-hmm. But at the same time, you gotta understand, like, these people aren't, like, they're regular people, yeah, but like they're pretty big figures, so not everyone's gonna think that what happened to you is as traumatic as you may think it is. You know what I'm saying? Some people would be like, oh, well, you should be happy that so-and-so wanted to do that. You know what I'm saying? Or you should, you feel me? Or depending, dude he's a quarterback for the Houston, so people probably aren't going to want to get him in trouble. Like no one wants to be known as a person that got the star quarterback put in prison, but so it's tough, like it's easy to sit here and say, well, you should have just done this and that. But if you've never been in that situation or you aren't in that person's shoes or you're not talking to that person or you don't know anyone who's been in a situation like that, it's probably not as black and white as we think it is of just going to get help the next day, because maybe you don't want to maybe you don't want to think about what happened, or maybe you're nervous about what's going to happen or, there's so much to it. So that's the only reason I would think that once 1, 2, 3 people come out, then more people feel comfortable because they wouldn't be alone in it, and they won't be getting attacked by fans and stuff like that. Because I'm sure fans are talking shit about the people that are coming out. Like hardcore fans that don't give a fuck, they're probably bad-mouthing them. I'm sure sending them letters, this and that. So not everyone's gonna be on your side when you try to come out against sexual assault. Not everyone's gonna support you. So
yeah, bro. definitely. So it's a tough situation to be in, man. I hope that all works out for both parties involved.
Yeah,
but
yeah. I just hope whatever the right decision is gets made. You know, if he's not
100%.
guilty, then he's not guilty. But if he is, then consequences need to be faced. So
100%.
yeah.
100%. All right. Lil Nas X, did you end up watching the music video?
No, I know everyone's freaking out about it's satanic, this, and that. Yeah, I mean, that's not the first video to do that. You know, it's not at all. Not at all.
I looked up a video. Was it by Madonna back in the day or somebody? It was obviously really light. It wasn't as bad or was as controversial as this. It's gone. Now, everything in my history is what we watched in my house the other night. Everything's gone. But it was something about how there was big conspiracy about this video that came out a long time ago that what she was doing, she was singing, and she started in church, and she woke up in the church. The black man was a statue. And then I believe when this came out back in the day, you know, biracial relationships, you know, were kind of a taboo back then. So she kissed a black guy, and that was a big thing. But then she had 3 burning crosses in the video. And everyone at the time said, oh, this bitch is KKK, and we'll have to be this, that, and the third. So controversial things have always happened, but I think it all depends on the time frame that you're in. You know what I'm saying? Like, had this video been put out in like early 2000s, because people forget like Sting. Is that the right band I'm looking for? Kiss. Kiss is what I'm looking for. My bad. What the fuck?
Sting is a wrestler.
He is. But wasn't there an artist named Sting?
Yeah, he was from the Police.
The
Sting.
Police.
That's the band.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Michael,
Sting.
Yeah, Michael Jackson's guitarist on Beat It.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. That was him.
I don't know. But yeah, Sting is, he's a performer.
Yes. So, Kiss. I don't know if that shit considered demonic or not, but that shit was definitely weird as fuck, was it not?
I think a lot of rock music back then was considered demonic.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So no one's really crucifying that, but I think it's all depends. Like, had this video came out back then, do you think the response would still be the same?
Probably, bro. I mean, you got to think back. Like every genre, damn near, is gonna be looked at as taboo and wrong. I mean, when rock music is still looked at that way, and before it was looked at that way. I mean, they talk about the same shit we talk about, or at least rappers talk about in their songs. So yeah, I haven't seen the video, so I don't know how like satanic it is. But he's definitely not the first person to make videos like that, or to mention it, or to associate himself with that. You know, is he a satanic guy? Probably not. You know,
Probably
he's just.
not.
I mean, he's probably just doing this just to get people talking about him again. You know,
it works.
Which is So I mean, he's just making money off of it. So I mean, it doesn't really matter. He probably doesn't even give a fuck about any of this shit.
Yeah.
You know, so I wouldn't really even think too much into it. It doesn't even really matter. You know, this isn't the first time. It's definitely not gonna be the last time at all. There's plenty of rappers now that wear upside down crosses and this and that, and tell them about selling their soul. And so that's just what is being talked about. It's just another form of almost rebellion, I'd imagine, or just kind of being different, you know. So I don't think it's that big of a deal. You know, it was just publicity, just trying to get people to talk. You know, whether it's good or bad, people are gonna listen to the song because they're like, oh, what's going on with the song? People are gonna want to watch the video, which is because they want to see how satanic it really is, which is getting him more money. So even if people are leaving the worst comments ever, they're still commenting, they're still watching, they're still giving him back at the end of the day. So he's not tripping whatsoever.
No, I don't think so. For me personally, I saw the snippet of the video and I was like, damn, that shit is wild. And I didn't watch it. Once I saw some snippets on Twitter, I was like, damn, I'm cool off that. Because I'm not the most like super religious person in the world. And I'm not, you know, Mr. Perfect. And I don't even consider myself Christian. I consider myself just like a man who believes in God. It definitely made me feel uncomfortable. I was like, that's weird as hell. And I have yet to listen to the song. So I couldn't even tell you if I like the song or not. But to me, it definitely made me feel the way. And I don't know if it's as bad as everyone else. Just because it's the devil. It just made me uncomfortable. I don't know, man. There's the visual of the devil itself and dancing on the devil. I was like, damn, that's shit. Wow, it just kind of made me feel wrong in my stomach. I don't really do nothing associated with the devil. And I get it because a lot of things in music are the most holiest things or considered evil per se. But for me personally, you know, I feel like when artists talk about things that may be considered evil, like drug dealing or, violence or shooting people, it's like, yeah, that shit's fucked up. But at the same time, they only rapping about their life shit that they know. So I can't really fault them for that. But, and again, I'm not trying to judge Lil Nas X. I'm not trying to say you're a bad person or Satanist. I don't know this man. I'm just speaking just strictly as a critique of his art. I'm not a fan of the music video.
Understandable. I haven't watched it, so I can't say whether I'm a fan. It could be a cool ass video for all I know. I don't know.
I've heard both things. I heard it's good, and I heard it was crazy. And I heard that from, I've read that it was like really good, and then I've heard both sides because someone who's not in our generation, who's in her 40s, said they watched it and they thought the shit was funny. They were like, "What the fuck is this?" And they thought the shit was kind of funny.
Yeah, I mean, I think people are just kind of depends on how you look at religion and God and Satan and all that. Because I'm just guarantee if someone had a super Christian-y video with God and angels in heaven, people would be like, that's weird. People are gonna think it's just as weird, it's just an extreme on either side. So, and also it depends on if you think watching a video is gonna make you, make bad decisions. It's just a video, like that. I don't know, man. I just feel like people are taking it way out of proportion and way out of control and just freaking out because it's not good. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, bro. I don't know enough about religion to really make those types of comments on and talk about it because I'm sure some people would feel a way. But people also felt a way about Elvis when he was dancing. People also felt a way about, jazz musicians, but now we look back at them and we're like, that was nothing, So, like, I'm sure in a couple of years, people look back and be like, oh, that was nothing. I mean, it really isn't anything if you look about what's out now, you know what I'm saying? The shit people talk about, I mean, the videos that are out there, the movies that are out there. So, I mean, is that really that big of a deal? No, it's not at all. It's not at all. It's just so out. I think it's just so in your face with it. People are a little like, oh, you shouldn't just be that open about having the devil in your songs and this and that. But we're also the same kids that were watching, South Park with the devil and what?
I ain't watched South Park. But
yeah, you weren't able to, I guess. But but like that shit, I don't know, bro. Like we've seen worse shit, So
Family Guy's a pretty fucked up show too.
There's a lot of fucked up shows. So to sit here and get mad at him for making that video is just like, who are you? Like you were watching. I just think just people trying to make themselves feel better about themselves. So they're gonna shit on someone who's making a bunch of money, and try to say how bad they are,
Yeah, the part that rubs me the wrong way is people like talking about him like his character. It's like that shit is weird because you don't know the man. If you want to have an opinion on his art, that's different. But there's a point where if you don't like something, stop it. Stop talking at the fact about like if you don't like it, just stop it there. Yeah. Don't continue to go on and on and on about how like I was talking to one person about it, and this is her opinion. She just felt like this is why our world is going is the way that it is, and this is why these things are happening, and and God is displeased and all that. And I'm like, you probably make a good point. God, by his rule book, is kind of displeased with this. But I also kind of stand where I feel like, people gonna do what they're gonna do regardless.
You don't think, but you don't think God's been displeased? If he's displeased with this now, he's been displeased from the jump. You know what I'm saying? So like, 100%. I don't know. People always want to make it seem like the times we're living in now are the worst in history. It's not at all. Not even close to it. But yeah, I don't know, bro. Like, it's another thing. Like, you can't expect everyone to have the same viewpoints on religion and stuff like that. Like, not everyone thinks the same. Not everyone has the same morals in mind. Not everyone has the same, some people don't even care about religion, So how you can sit here and say, oh, this is why the world's going bad when it's a video about Satan, but it's like, well, you're the one that's letting that video make you feel some type of way. You know what I'm saying?
Very
so
true.
It's like you could easily turn it off or look the other way, but you feel like that imagery is going to have such a powerful force on you. That's not really I'm not going to sit here and say a video is going to have the power to make me do stupid shit. You know what I'm saying?
It definitely doesn't.
I know. So, I mean, so I think it's a lot of people that are just religious are going to feel a way about it possibly, but not everyone holds the same things in the same light as you do. So you can't expect everyone to want to,
100%.
Be the same or have the same, viewpoints and shit like that. So fuck it. If people like the video, people like the video. If you don't like it, don't watch it, Like, it's not that big of a deal. This video isn't going to make the world go down. You know, this isn't the reason that COVID is here because none of that, none of that at all. It's fucking. It's just easy. It's just a way to put blame on other shit. You know, it's like, oh, this is out of my control. I can't do anything about it. You know, I gotta do. It's just like just take responsibility sometimes.
If they feel that it is, I mean, if they feel that this is what's bringing the world down, and that's their opinion, and they respect that, then it's like, I always say, okay, that's how you feel.
Yeah,
that's how you feel.
That's
because everyone sees things differently, and to a certain extent, I kind of agree with it because I do feel like certain things in the world are definitely kind of fucked up. But like you said, they always been fucked up. Just in general, you know, like killing people, different things like that, racism, prejudice, shit like that. Like the shit that's wrong with the world we always talk about in the show, like greed, like that shit sucks, and the shit has always been bad, but. You know, I think where she was also coming from was just like this kind of adds to that problem. And she was speaking from her, like, I know her personally, she was speaking from a standpoint of like, because she believes in God. She's very religious, you know? So she's not like the super Jesus freak. Yeah. None of that. I couldn't be around them people. Right. That shit ugly. But
if that's adding to the problem, just like I said earlier, a video that's pushing Jesus, could be the same thing, you know.
Depending on who watches it.
Depending on who watches it, you know, not so. It's just doesn't really make sense to me because I mean, any religion is gonna feel that way. Any religion is gonna feel that they're you know, this is if they need to follow what we're doing so the world can be better. Every religion feels that they are the true one. They're the true religion. So it's like, you know, how do you know? You know, I don't know. I guess if you really believe super heavy into that stuff, you can feel a way about the video, but I don't think anyone's really even taking it into heart. I'd imagine the video is almost a joke versus something serious.
It's definitely a troll for sure.
There's so many other videos out there that are way more satanic, if that's what you want to get into, you know, music videos and stuff like that are way worse, talking about worse shit, you know. So for this to be, you know, this is what's bringing the world down. It's like, really? That's this song and video is what you're going to choose that's bringing the world down and not all the other shit that's happening, you know? Like, that's kind of that's a very scapegoatish thing to say, I feel like, you know, just be like, that's the problem. It's like, none of this is the issue, but that video is ruining the world. It's like, no, it's not. You know? And besides, like, I'm pretty sure the Church of Satan and all that stuff it's not what people think it is.
Oh, they promoted that shit.
It's not what people think about it at all. Like, from what I've heard, like, they don't. You gotta do your own research on it.
100%.
But it's not like they think Satan is God. It's different. It's completely different.
How much research have you done into it?
I've just read some things, but just their point of views on things it's not what you would think it would be with the name Church of Satan. You know what I'm saying? It's not that at all.
Because when he put the video out, they tweeted at him was like, "Bro, you did a great job. This music video was beautiful. Keep up the good work."
Yeah, I mean,
they probably just did that just to promote themselves, but
probably. But let me see if I could find something on them just to give a good.
I know you told me once about the Church of Scientology, and you told me that shit is crazy.
The Church of Scientology is wild. It's not even really a church, man. It's
a study, right?
It's a bunch of bullshit, bro. It's a bunch of. I'm not even gonna get into that. That's a whole other discussion. But there's videos about the Scientologists if you want to get into it, but it's a scam. It's a scam at the end of the day.
Now, what'd you find out about the Church of Satan?
I'm on their Wikipedia, right? All right. The church does not believe in the devil, neither a Christian nor Islamic notion of Satan. Peter H. Gilmore describes its members as skeptical atheists, embracing the Hebrew root of the word Satan as adversary. The church views Satan as a positive archetype who represents pride, individualism, and enlightenment, and as a symbol of defiance against the Abrahamic faith, which Levy criticized for what he saw as the suppression of humanity's natural instincts. The Church of Satan describes its structural basis as a cabal that is an underground cell system of individuals who share the basis of our philosophy. Membership in the Church of Satan is available on 2 levels: registered membership and active membership. Blah, blah, blah. That's just going into Beliefs. Here we go.
This should be good, actually. I've never done research into them ever.
All right, so High Priest Peter H. Gilmore has stated, "My real feeling is that anybody who believes in supernatural entities on some level is insane. Whether they believe in the devil or God, they are abdicating reason." Gilmore defines the word Satan as a model or mode of behavior, noting that in Hebrew the word means adversary or opposer, which can be regarded as one who questions. Gilmore describes Satanism as beginning with atheism and taking the view that the universe is indifferent. There's no God, there's no devil, no one cares. LaVey sought to cement his belief system with the secularist worldview that derived from natural science, thus providing him with an anti-theistic basis with which to criticize Christianity and other supernaturalist beliefs. He legitimized his religion by highlighting what he claimed was its rational nature, contrasting this with what he saw as the supernaturalist irrationality of established religions. And there's more. There's more.
That's a lot.
But yeah, so as you can see, they don't even believe in the devil.
Mm-hmm. I wonder why they call it Church of Satan then.
It's probably
just to catch some attention.
I'm sure there's a reason why. Well, they were talking about how the word Satan isn't the devil to them; it's an adversary, or and all that stuff. But yeah, bro. So like that, the Church of Satan isn't even what most people probably think it is, But just because of the name, they're not even willing to like kind of look into it and just learn about it. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing about when it comes to religion. It's like I feel like everyone feels like their religion is the one, and they won't even bother to learn about other ones. Obviously, not everyone. Some people do learn about other religions, and just pick which one's best for them. But I don't know. It's tough because how am I just going to say this is the right religion? This is my religion. This is what everyone else should be following when there's so many other religions out there too. Who's to say if I wasn't born in another country, I wouldn't be something else. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. It's just very interesting stuff to talk about. But I also don't really know enough about religion and stuff like that to really make comments and have a deep discussion because I'm just not educated on the topic as I should be.
Definitely. So, all right. You ready to move off of that?
Yeah, man.
Kevin Durant's legacy. What is your take on his legacy as of right now on April 5th, 2021?
Well, he's, obviously one of the greatest to do it.
Greatest scorer ever.
You could say top 10. If not now, when it's all said and done, I'm sure he'll be top 10. He's a great basketball player. Obviously, he's a great basketball player. He's a dog. I think the only thing that would really come in question is just kind of how he's handled certain situations and stuff. Just whether that's with media, fans. He seems like a pretty sensitive guy. Yeah, which isn't an issue, I guess. But when you're in that profession, you kind of can't just be replying to everybody, because that just doesn't make any sense. You're always gonna have haters, and there's no point in trying to come at every single person, talking down on them, talking this, talking that. But other than that, what are you gonna say about the guy? He's a basketball player. He's a winner. He's got rings. Yeah. Granted, you can sit here and say he goes the easy route with how he wants to win these rings. I'm not gonna say he does or does not. I have my opinions on it, but still a champion at the end of the day. Yeah. But yeah, man, I think the biggest thing that's gonna knock him is just the super teams that he's joining, and his just almost sensitivity on a lot of things. It doesn't seem to take criticism very well. Yeah. So he seems the type of guy that would be like, if I was like, oh yeah, like you could have done this or that better, or whatever the case is, he would be like, oh, well, I'll still beat you. And it's like, well, duh. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, you will, but like,
I'm just giving my opinion.
I'm just, so he seems like that type of guy where he's like, I don't need anybody's advice. Yeah. I don't know though. He could not be like that.
Right, because we don't know him as a person.
Comes off that way sometimes. Yeah. Just trying to always get the last word in a sense. So, but yeah, bro. When it's all said and done, he's gonna be one of the best to ever do it. Yeah, easily.
How do you feel about this Brooklyn team?
Stacked, bro. I'm not even. It's nowadays. It's these teams just getting every single available player that's even somewhat good. Obviously you're trying to build the right teams to win, but it's so I mean, you just got stars teaming up. You know what I'm saying? It's just so this is like, you know, obviously you have a good idea of who's going to make the finals.
Yeah,
it might not happen, but it's
if they don't. I'm going to cut you off. If they don't make it to the finals, bro, laughing stock. That's going to be like the biggest joke ever. Now Now we're sitting there saying they're probably going to make the finals. I don't want to disrespect everybody else in the East.
Of course not. I'm not trying to. I'm just
right. But the East is
they got a lot
stacked.
of people.
So had LaMarcus went to Miami, to me that would have been the perfect fit because you got all the out there. Their backcourt is stacked. Their backcourt is perfect in my opinion. Goran Dragic, Kendrick Nunn, Jimmy Butler, Victor Oladipo, Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson,
they got
Iguodala, Trevor Ariza. Crazy. Front court. Only one I can really think of is Bam Adebayo. And that's it. Maybe sure they have somebody else on that spot who's like a big guy who blocks shots. That's great. But had they had LaMarcus, I think that team would they take it Brooklyn to at least 6.
Yeah, that would have been a really good fit if they would have got LaMarcus. Unfortunately, they didn't. But that's the thing. I feel like a lot of players are looking to team up. You know, not everyone is. You know, not everyone's looking for like the easy route. And I get the older players wanting to go to contenders. You know, to possibly win a ring. So I understand that stuff. But it does kind of seem like a lot of players are just looking to go for the team that makes the most sense for the quickest win. Which I guess, why wouldn't you want to do that? You know, go to a team that is going to win. You want to win championships. So I guess you can't knock them. Would I do that? I don't know. I can't. I'm not in that situation. I would imagine I would like to build something and then win. Mm-hmm. But if I had the opportunity, if I was getting traded or, I was a free agent and a contender was like, yo, we want you on a team, boom, 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 I'm not going to say no. Yeah. So it's like, I don't know, man. But it kind of sucks when 2-3 teams are just getting everybody, and then it's like, what about every other team out here? You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, you got the Lakers. Obviously, you get whoever. The Clippers fucking just got Rondo, and which if they won a ring, that'd be crazy to win with LA and then to win with the Clippers. Right? Yeah, boom, boom.
That was the first time. Well, the Clippers don't have a championship, so that'd be like the first championship in NBA in their history.
I don't think anyone's has anyone won. Yeah, no one's won with the Clippers. So he would be the first person. He would win with Boston, the Clippers, and the Lakers, which would just be
that's phenomenal.
That's just like, wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then you got the fucking Nets on the other side. They're getting everybody, every free agent that they're able to pick up goes there, I mean, and it sucks. I feel bad for Detroit.
Why?
Because Blake, he wasn't doing anything out there. Everyone was saying he was done. He was he's not. He can't play. Then he goes to Brooklyn. First game dunks, and he didn't dunk once in Detroit. And it's just like, damn, like that's like a fuck you.
Yeah, he dunked one time in Detroit. That was it.
So it's just like shit like that. It's like when you see players that half-assed it. Not that he half-assed it, but because he obviously went through injuries and stuff. But like when you see players that they could be better, but they're just not playing as they should be, and then they go to a contender and then they start balling out. And you're just sitting there like, where the fuck was that when you were on this team? But you should always have that. I feel like some players don't have that competitive spirit where no matter what your situation is, you're gonna play your hardest, I feel like and I get it, if your team's constantly losing, it's kind of hard to kind of get that motivation, but
James Harden did that. He dogged Houston. I think Victor did a little bit too. They were dogging Houston. Mm-hmm. When they were down, they were not playing as hard as they wanted to. They could have.
Yeah, so it's just like sometimes you just gotta fucking play it. But I don't know. I think at this point, a lot of the players are just kind of more concerned with just them. They just want to have fun with what they're doing, and if they have opportunity to play with your friends comes up, are you not gonna take it? Like, of course I'm gonna want to play with my boys. You feel me? Even if it just happens to be unfair for the rest of the league, So I guess it's just, I think it's a mixture of like fans wanting more, like a more competitive league and teams that, to really battle. And then you got players that are just trying to hoop and have fun and, make that time in their life as exciting as possible. So it's tough, because they want two completely different things.
Yeah.
Two completely different things. So, but back to Kevin Durant. Yeah, I mean, I think his legacy is nice legacy.
Hall of Famer for sure.
Questionable. I wouldn't say questionable. He has a very great legacy, but his I feel like his character is a little shaky sometimes.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, when it comes to putting a Hall of Fame, who cares?
Yeah, I mean,
Michael Jordan,
the Hall of Fame.
Because Michael Jordan, you talk about character, nigga's an asshole.
Yeah, so, that's Michael Jordan though.
Yeah,
that's different.
It is different. I'm not saying those two are the same.
Yeah,
but,
no, not at all. But yeah, I get what you're saying though.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan's an asshole, man.
But how you feel about this? This is my thought process. If Bron, who just missed a month off injury, AD's injured, and Drummond's injured right now, if they come back, go to the finals, which I think they probably still will, come out the West. Well, between them and Denver, but if they were to go to the finals and beat Brooklyn, would you say Bron is the best basketball player of all time?
No.
Wow. Really?
No.
Why not?
Because the Lakers beat Brooklyn?
Yes.
Did LeBron beat Brooklyn? Or did the Lakers beat Brooklyn?
You know, if he goes to the finals, he's going to dominate.
Of course, I mean, he's LeBron, but I'm just saying, like,
say he goes to the finals averaging like 27, 10, and 10. Like he always does. Some shit.
Now, if they were just to destroy the Nets, and it's like not good games, and they just
swept them, which is impossible.
That's not going to happen. But I mean, if it did happen, then you can make the argument. But no, I still wouldn't. You know, what would we be basing that off of? Just because he beat Brooklyn?
That's fucking hell yeah. I mean, the fact that the Cleveland come back against Golden State, and to come off injury this year at 36, 37, 37 years old, coming off an injury. And his injury still shocks me. Like, the fact that it's LeBron James out indefinitely still kind of feels weird.
It was just high ankle sprain?
Yeah, it just feels weird to see him out and see him get hurt because like he's very durable. But, you know, if he were to come back, and he's going to come back and play, but if they were to go to the finals and beat them, I'm not going to lie, man, that would really make the argument tough for me. Him and Michael are already kind of, like, in my opinion, it's already kind of like 1A type shit. It's kind of hard, you know, because I would definitely give Bron if anyone's going to be number 2, it's going to be Bron, but it's like, that right there would make it damn near a tie for me, bro. Because you can't knock Michael for going 6-0 in the finals and winning every time that he win and getting past Detroit when they were damn near mugging this nigga. But, bruh, that's a crazy feat. The Nets have 3 of, like, the top, like, ISO players in the past decade on their team. That's like 3 for sure Hall of Famers. All 3 of them. They're all starting. They're top scorers in the league. All of them unguardable as fuck. Then you add in 2 other All-Stars. I don't know if they're going to Hall of Fame. If LaMarcus wins his ring, he probably is going to go to Hall of Fame. I don't know about Blake. You know what I'm saying? Like, if Bron, AD, and Andre Drummond knock them off, it's going to be hard for me to just say straight up Michael at that point.
I mean, that's your opinion. I mean, I just think I'm still going to take Mike over LeBron.
Why, though?
If I'm starting a team, or if I'm picking one player.
One player, the best player to ever play the game.
Mike. I'm picking Mike.
Why, though?
Why am I picking Mike?
Yes.
You can talk about...
Why Michael over Bron?
You can talk about skill
yeah,
all day long. You know, granted, they don't play the same position.
At all.
So, but I would argue that they are individually the best in their position. You know what I'm saying? If you're talking position-wise.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if I want someone who I know is going to give me their all every day and really have the mentality of a winner, I'm going to pick Mike.
Bron's just been to how many straight finals? So you can't really say that he doesn't get you there.
I'm not saying he's not. I didn't say he wasn't going to get me there.
Well, okay, so
I wasn't saying he wasn't going to get me to the finals.
But so he can get you there just as much as Mike can.
But I would trust Mike to really pull it out versus LeBron, to be honest with you.
Why do you say that? Is it the clutch thing still?
It's just, I don't know. I just feel like when it comes to adversity, sometimes we've seen LeBron not shut down, but we've seen him not do what he should be doing. Granted, everyone has bad games and stuff like that, but there's plenty of times where you see LeBron not getting back on defense like he should be getting back on defense, you know, or he seems like he's just getting really frustrated and stuff like that, and he kind of just almost gives up as much as LeBron can give up. But for Mike, granted, I'm 24, so it's not like I grew up with Michael Jordan.
Yeah. But
just from all the games I have watched and the interviews and this and that, Mike's he's in game mode until he steps off the court, and then he damn near even then he doesn't get out of game mode until he gets in his car to go home. You know what I'm saying? So I'd rather have someone that's like that versus LeBron, who isn't, bad either, and he obviously is a dog too. We've seen him go, get into that mode before, but I feel like Mike's was just in that mode.
Yeah.
Versus getting in that mode. You know what I'm saying? So I'd rather I'd probably get to the finals with both of them, but if I knew it was going to be a hard-fought dog fight finals, I'm picking Mike. I'm going to pick Mike. That's just me.
Okay, at this stage of this conversation, I'm still going to go with Mike. However, if Bron wins the finals, if the Lakers win the finals this year and repeat, I can't say I can just say Mike straight on anymore.
That's fine. That's fine.
Right.
I mean, that's fine, bro.
That's hard, man.
That's perfectly fine, man.
That's hard.
I mean, I'm just going. Like I said, I'm not basing off of who's the better player skill wise. That's tough, but I'm just going off of more so who would I trust to be a fucking murderer on the court more. I would trust Mike personally. To be honest.
Okay.
To be honest.
All right. Well, because Bron a murderer too.
I know he is. I'm not saying he's not. I'm not saying he's not a murderer. I'm not saying he's not a dog. I'm not saying he's not clutch. I'm not saying any of that. When it comes down to someone giving it their all day in, day out and really playing their fucking ass off every single time.
Yeah.
And instilling a certain type of mindset into himself and the team, I'm going to pick Mike. I'm picking Mike every time.
Now, I guess put like this. If Bron is a murderer, Michael Jordan's a serial killer.
Yeah.
The definitions are, the personalities are definitely different. I definitely feel like LeBron James is a much nicer dude. I'm not going to lie.
He's a much nicer guy, which is great, I mean, I'm sure on the court he's not like best friends with everybody.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess I'm just thinking about like how I would approach situations, you know what I'm saying? Like if I'm gonna play a game, if I'm playing a sport and my friend's on the other side, like we're friends, but not when I'm playing. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not my friend when I'm playing. The minute the game's over and we shake hands, you're my guy. But until that happens, no, not at all.
Fuck you.
Yeah, or just instead of giving up when you're down and losing, you go harder. You know what I'm saying? Or getting back on defense and all that shit. I know LeBron does that stuff. But there's just been instances, which has been talked about time and time again, where it seems that he has held back certain times, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, I know you're great, but I don't want to be in a situation to where I see you not playing as hard as you should be or could be playing, because if you're not, the team isn't, because you're the best player. The best player doesn't care, why do I care? But if you see the best player running down the court, you know what I'm saying, diving for loose balls, steals, this and that, it's going to make everyone on the other team play just as hard because the star player is doing that. And I feel like Mike would just be that guy to even Kobe, you know what I'm saying, to really instill that type of mentality into their team.
Yeah.
Which would then carry over to, I feel like, more wins and a more just we know what we're here for type of thing. So yeah, I would pick Mike over LeBron.
Okay. Do you think the fact that they had to team up, like the fact that these teams are teaming up solely based off of being prepared to beat Bron, do you think that adds to Bron's legacy? Because obviously they're doing all this. I mean, they're doing all this to win, of course, but to win in this league, as it has been in the past, you have to go through you got to go through LeBron James if you want to win in this league. Like you win a championship. So it's like, to me, it kind of adds to it because it's like you had to go get 40 All-Star appearances altogether. 40 All-Star appearances altogether just to make sure that you could beat this man.
Yeah, because they also got a bunch of players too.
To the Lakers?
Yeah, it's not just LeBron. Yeah, they're trying to beat LeBron and the Lakers.
Right, but they don't have 40 All-Star appearances. And you're right. Like, this conversation definitely centered around LeBron. Definitely centered around like LeBron James, and I get it that they have other players besides Bron. They got AD and they got Andre Drummond. I get that, but I don't know. I can't think of a team in recent history that was stacked. I don't think that one Boston team was stacked like this.
In 2008?
Yeah. Rondo, Ray Allen, KG, Paul Pierce.
That's a stacked team.
That's a stacked fucking
That's
team.
a stacked
But
team.
Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, James Harden, Blake Griffin, and Marcus Aldridge.
That's also a stacked team.
That's a stacked team with like 3 Ds. That's more stacked than the other one, in my
I don't know,
opinion.
man. I don't know. That's an argument for another day because that
Boston team was fucking amazing.
That Boston team was something else.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro. I mean, they're a stacked ass team, man. The Lakers are a stacked ass team. So are the Clippers. They're a stacked ass team. I think they're all doing that to beat these teams. You know, I don't think it's an individual player. Even if LeBron was on the Hawks, but the Lakers were still doing what they were doing, people are gonna be trying to beat the Hawks. If it was literally LeBron on the Hawks, nobody else around him but the team. Well, they'd have Trae Young, but you're still gonna be you're trying to stack your team to beat the other stacked team. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot easier to do that now, I'd imagine, than back in the day. But also, a lot of teams back in the day seemed just a little bit, the talent was a little bit more spread out. You know what I'm saying? And you could argue that there were super teams back in the day too. I mean, you had Stockton and Malone on teams. You had fucking in the 80s, you had fucking Kareem, Magic, and all that.
Now that Magic team, they drafted all the Hall of Famers.
Yeah, no.
James Worthy, Magic, Kareem.
They didn't draft Kareem.
They didn't. Oh, the Bucks drafted Kareem.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
But didn't the Bucks? Didn't
they Oscar Robertson, Kareem. They were the Bullets moved. The Bucks were also Milwaukee, I think.
Either way,
yeah.
Super teams have been around for a minute.
See, I don't count 2 superstars as a super team. 3 to me is super team. 2 is just a duo.
3 is a super team.
3 is super team to me. So like, even like OKC, like they didn't realize they had a super team at the time because those players had to get better. But when Russ, James Harden, and Kevin Durant would have been there, that was considered like to me a super team in like the works. You know what I'm saying? But if you have just a really raw duo, I don't consider that a super team. I consider 3 all-stars a super team.
Understandable.
So like 3 years ago, you know, it was KD and Kyrie, even though KD was hurt for the year because of the Achilles. KD and Kyrie, James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Chris Paul was in OKC. You had Bron and AD, Steph and Clay. That was before Clay got hurt. Dame and CJ. I think they were saying that Jimmy and Bam were like a duo, but then they counted Giannis and Chris Middleton as a duo, Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons. You know, you see what I'm getting at? Like, that's I prefer the balance. Oh yeah, Paul George and Kawhi. Like, to me, that's balance. You know, I enjoy balance.
Yeah.
Especially because then it's like it's more competitive, not just everybody getting their ass beat. Yeah. Like as much as LeBron ran through the East, those are some pretty competitive series. He always won, but every time he played Toronto, like it was 5-6 games. Every time he played Indiana, 5-6 games. Like, I don't really remember him sweeping anybody. Well, he swept, but not a lot of sweeps like that. They're all really competitive.
Right.
So, how you feel about the Bulls?
I'm geeked for the Bulls, man. I can't wait to see what they're going to do next year after they get some games under their belt and some practices and really can meld as a team. But I'm excited, bro. I mean, I'm just glad that everything that Bulls fans have been waiting for years is finally kind of happening. People making moves, smart decisions. I mean, coaching, it's all there. So I think we're getting a lot of good pieces, especially the ones we just picked up.
Yeah.
So I think the Bulls are going to be a problem in the East very soon.
They lost 5 straight. I think they lost 5 or 6 straight after the trade, which
something like that.
It happens. I'm not tripping at all. They got to come for each other. Plus, Zach and Kobe were out. They were hurt. How would you feel about a trade for Laurie? I'm sorry. Shit, we got Laurie. Trade for Lonzo.
I mean, if we're able to get it, I guess it depends on what we have to give up.
Yeah.
But that'd be a great piece, I think so. Adds a little bit of defense and also has a really good point guard.
Great point guard.
Can really make some plays. So I wouldn't be upset about it. I guess it just depends on what we'd have to give up to get him, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I think right now we're really in a really good position. I think Patrick Williams, he's a sleeper, bro. Like, I know in the draft, like, no one was really talking about him, and he was just shot up out of nowhere. And he's like, what, 19 years old? So dude's still super young, but I mean, you just see him play, and you can just tell that he's gonna be something special when he gets a little bit older. So I'm pretty happy we got him. But I'm excited for the Bulls, to be honest with you. I've been excited for the Bulls for a while now.
Me too. And honestly, the one thing that I really liked about this is that Zach verbally committed and said, "I'm here for the future."
Yeah, bro. So it's nice to have a star that wants to actually stay on a team that isn't the best right now, but they're committed and want to make it. So that's what I'm talking about. Where it's like, I'd rather have that than the teams who are just trying to team up and win immediately. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and I know that not every superstar out there is like that. I mean, there's Dame. Dame could easily win somewhere else, but he's trying to win in Portland. I mean, you got Zach. So there's players that aren't just trying to team up and make the easiest thing possible, and they're actually trying to build something and win. So yeah, but I mean, I'm just glad that Zach's committed. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad that all of our players seem happy with the situation and what's going on, and we're just making small improvements. You know, and that's all we can do right now. Let's improve.
So I feel that. I'm definitely looking forward to what we can do. I feel like we can still slide in playoffs this year.
Possibly, yeah, we definitely could slide in playoffs.
Because like the 8 through 10 is like interchangeable. Anybody can get
we can definitely make it in the playoffs. But that's not my goal. My goal isn't to make the playoffs just to get kicked out the first round. You know what I'm saying? That'd be cool if we do make the playoffs.
The goal is to win a chip, or at least get to the conference finals.
Yeah, which I think is doable in the next coming years, just with the players that we picked up and just probably a couple more pieces that we decide to add or take away. And we just get more comfortable around each other. Because, again, this is the first year that this whole squad's been together, you know.
Yeah,
so once
100%.
we get a good offseason under our feet, then I think we'll start really seeing some big improvements, because then everyone's gonna have a good idea of what everyone's strengths are on the team, you know, and what things can be ran through who. So I think it's gonna be big, and I think a lot of people are kind of taking notice and be like, oh man, Chicago's actually making moves now. So
always,
yeah,
I think that if Kawhi doesn't resign, because this deal is only a 2-year deal.
You think he's gonna come to Chicago? That'd be crazy.
He going somewhere.
If he went to Chicago,
come on,
that'd be wild.
Now, if he
I don't know what I would do, bro.
If he comes, because we have to give Zach the max.
Yeah,
that'd be very fucking.
That'd be a slap in the face if you don't give him the max.
Super fucking disrespectful. Give Zach the max. I don't know how many years Vooch has left. Resign him. Kobe and Lauri's on their rookie contracts. You could. I'm not saying lowball them, because get your money, but you ain't got to come off that much bread if we be honest. Especially not for Lauri. Inconsistent.
Yeah, not right now, man.
Hell no. But you could get us some bread. You got Aminu. You got Patrick Williams on a rookie deal. I believe Kawhi is free agent this summer. It was a 2-year deal. Didn't work out last year, of course. If it don't work out this year, at least don't make it to the conference finals or something.
Yeah.
Then I think he's out.
Yeah, bro. I mean, I don't know where he would go if he came to Chicago. If we were able to work it out and he came to Chicago,
he probably signed another. To me, he's very fickle when it comes to playing, and I feel like
he's probably just looking for a good situation to be in. Like.
But I feel like I don't know if you ever give him the max though.
Yeah, if he wants the max, probably won't be able to give it to him.
He's not. I don't think he's ever had a max contract. So he's gonna be looking for the max. He's Kawhi Leonard. He know who he is. He know what he provides.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
that's a top 5
that's
player.
true, but it also depends on I don't know what his mentality. I don't know what is most important to him, because he's making money regardless.
Always.
So maybe for him, if he's able to go to a team that's gonna be put in a good position,
yeah,
he'd be willing to take a little bit less. But wouldn't a max also lock him in for a good minute?
5. I think the longest making max contract's like 5 years.
Yeah, so would he even want to be committed to a team for 5 years?
That's what I'm saying. He seems very fickle.
So I don't know if he would even want the max.
Maybe he's gonna do 2-year. If I was a superstar player, I know I'm saying this, but I'm not a player, so it's different. If I was a NBA player and I was the man, so like Tim Duncan for the Spurs, right? You know how many pay cuts Tim Duncan took?
Yeah, he took
hella.
But that's the type of guy that does that. When you do stuff like that, you really
trust the organization.
And you really want the team to be as good as possible. And I think a lot of people don't have the mentality anymore, so they just want the max, even if that does hurt. Not every player, obviously. I know some people do take pay cuts, but just imagine how good some teams really could be if the superstar players weren't trying to drain the organization.
Yeah, man. And don't get me wrong, I'm not mad. Get your money, but I definitely feel like you don't have to be like, oh, they're not gonna give me $100 million over the course of 2 years. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's bogus. That's bogus as hell. Yeah. Speaking of re-signing, getting your money, big shout out to Drew Holiday, bro. I feel like he's finally getting
4-year, 140 something, 150 something million.
160.
That's
about like
time, bro.
$40 million a year.
Yeah,
nigga.
that's shouts out to him.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he deserves it, bro. I'm sure everyone's just like,
bro,
good job.
When every basketball player in their interview, guards say who's the toughest player to guard and what's underrated, they always say Drew Holiday.
Yeah, Drew Holiday he's been consistent from the jump.
If
underrated, very underrated.
If I were to be a basketball player, bro, I damn near make myself on Drew Holiday, because he's not. I mean, he's not like a pull up from 35 feet Dame kind of guy, but he's solid. Like he'll get you 20 points a game. 18 points a game and like 6 assists, 2 steals. Lock down the best guard on the other side.
Yeah, like he's the type of guy you want on a team.
Yes, bro.
Like, he's the type of guy you want on the team. He's just all around. He's just whatever situation he's gonna be in, he's gonna make the right decision most of the time.
Absolutely.
So
and
he's definitely a good piece.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with that. How do you feel about the Bucks' future now? They locked up Giannis, locked up Chris Middleton, who's turned into we can't say Chris Middleton's now. Like 2-time All-Star, I think.
Something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, I mean they got a nice team. I don't know, bro. I don't know about the Bucks, man. I feel like they're always, like in the regular season they're always really good, and then the playoffs is when it's doesn't work out for them for whatever reason. You know, that could be different this year for sure. I'd love to see Drew win one. I'd love to see Giannis win one at some point in time. But we're just gonna have to see how they play in the playoffs. You know, that's the biggest thing, because just like 73-9 Warriors, if you didn't win, you know, like you were just a good regular season team, you know. So we'll have to see, because I feel like they've kind of fallen in that trap the past couple of years.
Yeah.
But they have the pieces to be good, so they might actually fuck around and pull it out their ass this time.
Yeah, I think that they're a team that could beat Brooklyn because they have the defenders. They have Drew, who could. And obviously, these players, James Harden, Kyrie, because it's not that I'm not worried about LaMarcus and Blake. I'm just kind of like, Like, we know the main three are Kyrie, James, and Kevin.
Yeah.
So, Giannis can try to guard Kevin Durant. You can't really guard him, but that's your best bet to guard Kevin Durant. Drew for either James or Kyrie. And then you got PJ Tucker, who's also a lockdown defender, too. PJ Tucker used to guard James Harden all day in practice.
Yeah.
They used to play together. So, that seems like the best fit to me. And Drew Holiday and Kyrie would be crazy. So after that, now that you neutralize those three, now it's down to your role players. Which role players win you championships anyway, if we're being honest with you.
Yeah, I know.
So I think that PJ Tucker being there puts him in the corner 3, and that kind of lets Brook Lopez come down low. And I feel like because Brooklyn's weaker on the inside, that's going to because they gave up Jared Allen. I feel like if they're weaker on the inside, that's going to let them eat.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll see what happens. They definitely got the size for it, and they definitely got the players to match up, at least for the Brooklyn's 3. But yeah, I mean, if Blake and LaMarcus were to, kind of turn the clock back a little bit, which it seems like Blake has. I mean, Blake seems like he
was dogging that shit in Detroit.
Yeah, bro, he was. So he seems like he's perfectly fine now. So for all we know, he might drop 30 piece, 35 piece.
He did that shit. I'd be like, yo, find this nigga. Find this man.
That would be interesting.
That'd be fucked up.
I like, bro. Once players get in a new environment, that in a winning environment, they're like we said, they're probably just way more willing to play. So that probably is like their whole thing, and it's probably fun playing there. He's not the main guy on the team anymore, so he doesn't have to. It's not always his fault.
No pressure, but he knows he's better than all the other role players.
Yeah, so it's like he seems like he's in a pretty good position right now. But yeah, I guess if any team's gonna beat the Brooklyn, it's gonna be Milwaukee,
Philly possibly, but I don't know if they have the defense.
I don't think Philly can do it.
Do they have the perimeter defense to?
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, they got Ben Simmons and Matisse Thybulle, lockdown dudes, but like after that, I mean, Danny Green plays decent defense, but after that, it's like
I just feel like they're not a very consistent team. Like they can be really good, but can you count on them to be good for 7 games in a row against another good team? So we'll have to see about that. But yeah, I guess they could, but I think the Bucks have the best chance out of anyone in the East, I think, at least.
Yeah.
To beat the Nets.
Yeah, so. All right, any NBA landscape, anything I'm thinking about? Anything else you're thinking about? Bucks, Philly.
No, man, I don't got anything.
Nets, Bulls, Miami. We pretty much hit everything we wanted to hit.
Yeah.
I'm a little sad LaMelo's out.
Yeah, but he broke his wrist, fractured his wrist.
I kind of fucked me up, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. That's shitty, but at least I don't think it's a shooting hand though.
Right hand. He's right-handed.
Oh, it is a shooting hand.
He's right-handed.
Never mind.
Yeah.
That is shitty. But he'll be fine, man. He's a young guy.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't affect him forever, but it definitely does.
I can't imagine it will.
How do you feel about the Atlanta Braves? The MLB moved the All-Star game out of there because of voter suppression.
The Atlanta Braves? Is that what you...
I'm sorry. I said that wrong. The MLB moved the All-Star game out of Atlanta.
Yeah.
Due to the ongoing issues of voter suppression.
Right.
How do you feel about that?
Well, shout out to the MLB for taking a stand against voter suppression. I mean, that's I think that was a good choice on their part. I'm sure some people are upset, but why would anybody want to be associated with a city that's doesn't even, support equal rights and everyone having a voice, so that's good on the MLB to kind of take a stand against that.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that. Yeah.
Steve Kerr's quote: "I was very excited the MLB made that decision. I think it's very valuable for corporate America to make their voices heard when it comes to matters of democracy and justice. Sad for the people involved that will be hurt economically, many whom are workers, ushers, city employees, and people who run restaurants in the area. All those people are going to be financially impacted, but it's good for the states to have to think about that. The economic damages that come with decisions to deny people democracy in their state." So I think the MLB showed a lot of courage, and so other companies are doing the same thing. The Atlanta Braves press release was kind of salty. I'm not gonna lie. The Atlanta Braves are deeply disappointed in the decision of the Major League Baseball to move it to the 2020 All-Star Game. This was neither our decision nor our recommendation, and we are saddened the fans will not be able to see the event in our city. The Braves organization will continue to stress the importance of equal voting opportunities, and we hope our city could use this event as a platform to enhance that discussion. Our city has always been known as a uniter in divided times. We will miss the opportunity to address issues that are important to our community. Unfortunately, business employees and fans in Georgia are the victim of this decision. We will continue to support the community legacy projects, which have been planned and are in process. Kind of sucks, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks for them, but sometimes shit has to happen, I mean, how are you going to sit here and say you support the movement if you're still putting business into that state, So, yeah, I mean, sometimes you got to do things that it's not going to make everyone happy, and I think they made the right choice in doing that. Obviously, yeah, it sucks for the fans and the employees that were going to be working those events. Not gonna be the end of the world, though.
Fuck no.
Not gonna be the end of the world at all. Life goes on. Everything's gonna be fine. But hopefully, this might help Atlanta kind of get their shit together a little bit, or Georgia, I guess I should say.
Yeah,
get their shit together a little bit.
So
if they even care, they might not even give a fuck.
Yeah, that could be it. So, all right, man, that's all I got. Unless you got anything else?
Nah, bro, that's all I got for today.
All right, go and give me social medias.
P Bugs on.
Oh,
Snapchat.
I'm so sorry, man. Prayers up to DMX, man. Get well.
Oh yeah,
that scared the fuck out of me.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, damn. But hopefully he's gonna be okay, man. Man, someone needs to help that guy.
Yes.
People have been trying though.
Yeesh.
Rough. Prayers out to that man. Hopefully he gets better soon.
That shit is nuts.
Yeah, but Snapchat is pbugs pb00gs. Instagram is Pierce Michael or Pierce _ Michael 1. The number 1. Ow. What's your socials?
Devonn Overstreet on Devonn Allen on Instagram. DShoot715 on Twitter. ISD and School Detention on all your podcast platform, guys. Thank you guys so much. You guys have a great week.